time winning the Impact World Championship at Slammiversary.
Slammiversary, Saturday, July 15th on pay-per-view.
Well, the new age of the virtuosa continues, but we are indeed living in the machine gun era of Impact Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team contest is set for one fall. Introducing team number one, the X Division champion Chris Sabin, the Impact World champion Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Gun.
On what has been a simply chaotic night this evening, the events regarding Scott D'Amore, PCO being lit on fire by Bully Ray and Macklin. We focus on our main event, the Guns versus Aldis and Rush, next. And we are back here on Impact Wrestling on Access TV, set for our main event this evening in Atlanta.
The opponents in this match first, from Washington, D.C., Leo Rush.
1 week from Saturday, July 15th, live on pay-per-view, Fight TV and DAZN internationally at Slammiversary. It'll be a first-time ever matchup. Leo Rush will challenge Chris Sabin for the X Division Championship. Now Leo Rush set to team with the National Treasure against the Guns.
His tag team partner from Kingsland, England, the National Treasure, Nick Aldis.
And the National Treasure himself, who revealed his colors, his true colors a number of weeks ago, here now in this sort of twisted marriage of convenience here with Leo Rush, as they have their aligned sights set on the Impact World title and the X Division title, respectively.
Make an impact on your performance and well-being with the best-selling Test Booster, Test X9 from Legacy Sports Nutrition. Go to LegacySubs.com and use the code IMPACT for 20% off and level up with Legacy.
And Tom, you alluded to it just a minute ago, and we talked a little bit about it in our post-show last week, but that appearance by Leo Rush at the end of the evening, you know, it didn't seem like that was something planned in advance. Like you mentioned, I think Leo Rush saw his moment there, and I think Nick Aldis was all too happy to take that assistance at the time.
Well, considering Sabin came out to protect Shelley after Aldis had used the championship once again to assault the Impact World Champion Alex Shelley, Sabin came out to protect his longtime friend and tag team partner, and that is when Rush swooped in.
And that's going to be my question heading into this main event tag team contest, specifically for Alex Shelley. He is champion now.
Tag.
He's on top now, as you see Sabin here. He wants right in there with Leo Rush. But for Shelley, who's going to face Nick Aldis here at Slammiversary, now that he's on top, he's got to have his wits about him. That's twice now. That's twice now that Aldis has gotten the better. Will tonight be a third time?
Looking for a test of strength here. Sabin and Aldis starting off this matchup officially. Don't forget Slammiversary, 1 week away from Saturday, live on pay-per-view, Fight TV, and DAZN internationally in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. That night, it'll be Nick Aldis versus Alex Shelley for the Impact World Championship.
And Shelley now just has to watch as Aldis looking to do the work on Chris Sabin.
Back elbow there. Aldis, the larger competitor, obviously has that advantage. Now a tag mate, in comes Rush, who's all smiles as, we believed Aldis had done some damage there on Sabin, but here comes the 9-time X Division champion.
Look out, you do not want to blink when Leo Rush is in the ring. The guy literally turns on a dime.
Whoa! And now Rush lighting up Chris Sabin. How do you keep up with this speed?
You try.
Cover, hook to the leg and a kick out.
And you hope and you pray.
And you would think the Guns maybe have a leg up coming into this. It was Kushida who went one-on-one with Leo Rush back in March in Los Angeles as a part of Multiverse United. Only the strong survive. That was a fantastic match on Fight TV.
Yeah, Leo Rush, who's been all over the pro wrestling spectrum the last couple of years, spending a lot of time in New Japan Pro Wrestling to the point you just made. But now, blowing up here in Impact, and going right to the top, right after the Guns and right after Chris Sabin and the X Division title.
Now, I do want to focus on, there's been some busy travel for the Motor City Machine Guns as of late. Last week, as part of Impact's Australian Down Under tour, Shelley is officially legal. Not sure if Rush is aware of it. Sabin, not the legal man, went after the non-legal competitor for the team of Aldis and Rush. And Aldis, and that opened the door for the Guns. Little misdirection by the Motor City Machine Guns.
And see, that's what's so good about the Motor City Machine Guns. It's what makes them such an incredible tag team. I just hope they have that much focus, that much wherewithal when they're in their individual contests come Slammiversary.
Now, you talk about focus. Last week was the Impact Australian Down Under tour that was live exclusively on Fight. You can check it out anytime on demand on the Friday, the first day of the events. We saw both these men retain their titles.
That's right.
Cover and a kick out. Alex Shelley successfully defended his title against Steve Macklin. Macklin's contractual rematch. Also, Sabin retained his X Division title in a three-way match against Frankie Kazarian and Robbie Eagles. It was the next night, Saturday, day 2 of that event, that the Motor City Machine Guns lost an Impact World Tag Team title match against the reigning champions, the ABC. Now they're back here stateside in Atlanta competing this evening, and it does raise some questions about what their focus is like.
And to my point earlier, so far so good. Here, the Guns look like they're cooking on classic cylinders here, as the teamwork looks incredible, but that tag team title loss.
Cover, form in the face, and a kick out.
I think does speak to the varying focuses, let's put it that way, of the Motor City Machine Guns. Does that make them maybe a little less effective as the team? Is that tag team magic out, in the periphery right now with their focus on their individual endeavors?
Rush showing off his athleticism and a cheap shot at his Slammiversary opponent, the X Division champion, Chris Sabin, and a knee right to the midsection by the Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley. Shelley keeping an eye on Aldis and telling him to watch. And Shelley pursuing Rush on the outside. Wants some of Rush.
Look out, look out, look out.
Aldis lying in wait. Rush set the trap. Aldis capitalized. And the Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley, and the X Division Champion, Chris Sabin, rebound in this match. And we are back here on Impact Wrestling and Access TV. This is our main event. The Motor City Machine Guns against Lio Rush and Nick Aldis with a heavy clothesline there. The National Treasure in command against the Impact World Champion.
And it was right before the break. We saw the trap set between Rush and Aldis, leveling Shelley on the floor. It has been all Rush and Aldis ever since.
And a cheap shot there by Rush as the official had his eyes on Nick Aldis, and now Sabin trying to get the official into the corner of Rush and Aldis to pay attention.
Rush taking advantage of the situation. There's a reason they call him the bad child. He's just gonna lean into that persona. You want me to be bad? I will be bad.
Bump handle toss there by the National Treasure. Preview of Slammiversary right now. Here's the cover on Sabin protecting Shelley on the cover.
Trying to get back into that well-oiled teamwork that's done the Guns so well.
Both these men, Aldis and Shelley, will battle for the Impact World Championship Saturday, July 15th in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, live on pay-per-view, Fight TV and DAZN internationally. Lio Rush legal into the match.
And as you see, Shelley here on the defensive, nowhere near a tag on his own here. He kind of has to feel a little bit like that. He's on the top of the mountain, even though he's got his tag team partner, Chris Sabin, there. He is the one and only world champion in Impact Wrestling. And I don't want to throw a wrinkle in here, but let's not forget Impact has a long history of a little thing for our X Division champion called Option C, which is just in the back.
I know what you're saying.
In the back of the mind.
I know what you're saying. But I hesitate to jump to that conclusion.
And I do too, but I would just be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that the opportunity and the fact is there. But right now, Rush taking all the attention, trying to squeeze the life out of the Impact World Champion.
Even though Aldis and Rush not exactly friends. Aldis stepping into the ring there, creating a little bit of a distraction, pulling the attention of the official, gave Rush the window there against the Impact World Champion. Off the suplex, here's the cover, hook to the leg and a kick out. Shoulders down again, Shelley reaching for a tag, Shelley able to kick out. However, Raywall, to me it just seems like this is a man in Lio Rush who, at 24 years old, had a lot in front of him, was with the once triple champion here in Impact, Bobby Lashley, the world at his fingertips. And the world seems to perceive him in one way, and I think Lio Rush is looking at everybody else saying, you know what, screw you.
Well, that's what I was alluding to before, man. Like you said, absolutely handed the world at a very young age, thrust into the spotlight. Sometimes that can go to a lot of people's heads, but Lio Rush has been up and down the road since then, but people can't shake this idea about him, and maybe he's this bad guy, maybe he's too big for his britches or whatever, and I think he's had enough, and it's just like, fine, if that's who you're gonna assume I am, no matter what I do, I'm just gonna be that man, be that child, the bad child.
And now to Nick Aldis, some similar parallels in that we know what Nick Aldis used to be. We talked about it in the lead up to Against All Odds. It seemed like Nick Aldis, when he returned here at Rebellion, had turned over a new leaf, that the man who became a two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion was the man that Impact Wrestling was seeing here nowadays. But seems this is the man who once upon a time turned this company upside down as Impact World Champion.
I, for one, believe in the case of Nick Aldis, though.
Oh, and a cheap shot on Sabin.
As you see, it's coming back all too easy for him. I think this is one of those cases of you can't quite truly change the stripes, if you will, of the tiger.
Oh! And now Rush sent into the top turnbuckle, and Shelley finds a way out. Face first into the middle turnbuckle goes Aldis, and the Impact World Champion has a chance here to tag in the X Division Champion.
He's got a long way to crawl there, though. As Rush comes in looking to take out Sabin, but denied.
Oh, nice job. Shelley makes the tag to Sabin.
Now these two who will meet at Slammiversary for the X Division.
Oh, kick there to Aldis. Boot right to the face. Beautiful drop kick.
Sabin firing on all cylinders here. Taking out both his opponents, feeling very confident. But look out!
Oh! Sabin, a little retaliation after what happened last week. Sunset flip. Now look at Shelley. Oh, big forearm shot. Oh, and now the Guns going to work on Rush.
Double team action here.
Oh, and a magic killer. Cover. Oh, and Lio Rush able to kick out.
Great flurry of offense from Sabin and the Guns, but the bad child stays in this one.
Now Sabin trying to find a way to put away Lio Rush here up onto the shoulders. Is it time for the cradle shot? Rush can feel it coming. Clearly did his homework on the Impact original. Now Rush caught between Shelley and Sabin.
A little bit of ping pong action here with the Guns.
Oh, now Aldis went after Sabin and suffers a dragon screw for his troubles. Now Sabin tosses Rush to Shelley. Oh, and a dragon screw to Rush. And the Motor City Machine Guns have turned this thing around, it looks like. Aldis sent into the barricade.
Yeah, despite the best efforts of Aldis and Rush, the Guns back to their synchronous ways here.
Oh, now look at Rush, gets both Sabin and Shelley with that.
Sees his moment to strike, and there you go! It's that athleticism that has made him one of the best junior heavyweights in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And let's take one more look at this. The absolute beautiful athleticism of Lio Rush taking out his opponents on the floor. Incredible action in our main event here. And we are back down to Rush and Sabin in the ring.
Oh! Big clothesline there by Rush. Oh, and nearly took Sabin's head off. Rush targeting the X Division champion last week. And now look at this strength from Rush.
Could it be
Shoulders
here?
down. Oh, and a kick out by Sabin. Look at all this follow-up. Rush into the cover. Aldis thinks they've got it now.
I mean, that was beautiful timing. Aldis was perched up there just in case. Sabin kicked out. When he did, dropped the elbow, but still not enough to put Sabin away.
Aldis and Rush, individually accomplished tag team wrestlers, looked like they were gelling for their mutual benefit, and right now it's time, perhaps, for the final hour. Oh, wait a minute, went for the frog splash.
The Guns back into the equation. Teamwork picking up here.
Oh, great setup by the Guns. Now Aldis gets into the ring. Maybe trying to set up for that Michinoku driver, trying to control the Impact World Champion. Sabin helping out Shelley with a cutter.
Beautifully done. The Guns here finding themselves back on the same page and cooking.
Oh, and now Rush doubled over. Oh, look at this. The handoff to Shelley.
Boom!
Great job by the Guns. 2-on-1. Is Rush done for? Oh, and it's broken up by Aldis.
Great wherewithal from the national treasure there.
Oh, hold on a second. Over the Cloverleaf. Kingsland Cloverleaf.
Looking to bend the Impact World Champion in half, but look out!
Super kick by Sabin, protecting Shelley. And now Shelley on the outside of the ring trying to control Aldis. Oh! Shelley sent into the steel steps.
Back first into those steps there.
Oh! And a low blow by Rush. The official didn't see it. These are the two legal men.
Took advantage just like he did last week. Takes advantage of the situation. Now once again up top.
The final hour!
Nima, look. Aldis has Shelley.
Cover! Rush has pinned the X Division champion.
Here are your winners, Nick Aldis and Leo Rush.
What an impressive victory in this tag team main event against the most impactful tag team in the last 20 years.
Leo Rush scores a monumental pinfall victory under controversy down the stretch, but nonetheless, he's pinned the X Division champion. The question is, where is the focus on the Motor City Machine Guns on the road to Slammiversary?